Hi, everyone. Welcome to MJS Coaching Football. Coach Sullivan here with you again. To my subscribers, I thank you, and to non-subscribers, I'm hoping I can tease you into pushing that button. I completed my 38th year coaching football as a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation and our coverage film clips, I want to show you how we cover what we would call initially an Oklahoma switch, but it ends up being more of a kind of a late lazy Florida a little bit. So we're going to stick with Oklahoma switch, but you'll see what I mean momentarily. Okay. This is also out of a sprint out to the big field. See the ball's on the right hash defensively. So obviously we're in the green and black, and the offense is in the all white. Okay. So this is a 1st and 10 play. They got the ball roughly around midfield, so this isn't the start of a drive. Okay, ball's on the 38. I mean, we ended up winning the game handily, but this is an up and coming program, University of New England, back in 2018. Okay, so we're in our base 50, our base 3-4, we're in our base match quarters, so the call, right? 50 gray 4. And this again versus a sprint out of 20 personnel, right? So you see we got Gunn, offset, strong. He's to the strength because there's no tight end. But when there's no tight end, we call it to the Liz or Rip. For us, this would be a Liz, right? Because the two receivers are on the right with the single receiver on the left. Okay. So we got our field corner and our free safety to the big field, our boundary and our whip into the boundary. This is the whip's first game as a starter. He should be right there on the hash, ball on the hash. But he did a nice job, given that it was his fifth game of the year, but this was his first game having to start at the whip, weak safety. Okay. So we got our outside linebacker detached here. We got our outside linebacker in the ghost, as if there were a tight end there. Okay. So let's see how this plays out now. So what this means, number 2 is going vertical. He has an opportunity to get hands or jam him, right? And he doesn't necessarily do that. And then he's got to get his eyes to 1 because big part of our match grade 4 is he's always expanding out to number 1. And he doesn't touch number 2. You had a chance to, and you didn't. And then he got too soft. He's just getting way too much depth. So here's what happened. First game starting at the safety here at the whip. First game starting here at the dime. I had to shuffle people around due to injuries. Okay, so these are normally starters. So as an example, this kid is normally the whip. This kid is normally a corner, but I had to shift some people around. So even though they're starters, it's still a new position. They're going to make some of those mistakes. Okay, so should have jammed them, and then immediately from the same depth started to expand out. That's the coaching point. Okay. So what you have here from the wide angle is, okay, again, everybody's reading the surface. Clearly, hi-hats. Clearly. So everybody's aware of that, and you can see that by the secondary. And nobody's backpedaling. We don't create space. They don't need to. They're at 12 yards. And so seeing number 2's vertical and his number 1 was working inside, he did what he's been taught to do. Sink. See, this is what I mean by it's kind of a Florida Oklahoma switch. Non-subscribers, you're gonna have to push that button. Okay, so he knows he's supposed to sink under that, and here comes the safety over the top. Okay, which leaves him open. Well, that's where that outside linebacker came in. He should be there. That's his guy to cover. So see, we're on top there, and the corner sees the ball. sees the quarterback indicator, sees the ball thrown, and is now coming up on the outside. So the corner did a real nice job. Okay, real nice job. What I'd also like to bring your attention to, and this is an automatic for us, the inside linebacker on the side the sprint is going to is the secondary contain in our base 3-4. The defensive end who has outside cage, which means he has primary contain, and now the inside linebacker has secondary contain, so you'll see that. See, there was the inside linebacker forcing the quarterback to pull up and throw. So the fact that there is even a throw available is because of the outside linebacker play at the beginning. But again, we got a lot of green shirts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Pursuit. That's a whole nother presentation, how we get our players to do that. Okay, and I'll give you a hint. Every repetition in practice, the same expectation, but it's how you get them to do that. We call that a tease. All right, so let's go to the tight copy. So here is that play side linebacker who has secondary contain, and here is the situation where he should be right there on the hash, and he's not. So this is the outside linebacker who's in that ghost, okay? So it all starts there with that offensive line. So I don't like the defensive end here, that he should recognize that it's a pass set a lot sooner, okay, because pressure key, visual key, he's got to see the hi-hats and then react outside. I mean, they practice that in their pods every day as part of their everyday drills. So I don't like that a whole lot. And that's a good job by the inside linebacker on the secondary contain. And again, he shouldn't be there. I don't want to overplay that point. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? That's getting people to the football. So as I said at the beginning, to my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I hope I've teased you into pushing that button. And I'd like to thank you for watching MJS Coaching Football. Excuse me, I'd like to thank YouTube for providing this platform. And if you ever have any questions at all about how to play our base match quarters against any concepts, just reach out to me, please. Coach MJ Sullivan at gmail.com.